Hello, can you check my last email from GitHub? So it got me my last email from GitHub. I'm going to try something else. Hello, can you check the meetings I have tomorrow? Awesome. So these are the meetings I have tomorrow. So can you set some time aside tonight at 10 p.m.? I want to have dinner with my family. So sometimes it might be tricky for it to understand an accent. So I'm just going to type it down. Something like, can you send an email to Toy Ashira and ask him if he wants to have dinner tonight? Awesome. So let's just check out what email it sent. Yeah, so this is the email it has sent, and Roy was apparently me. I this database app. So I had saved this database app with just them of my different email accounts just to illustrate this. And I'm going to try something else. I'm going to try something like can you get me an article about the previous US elections? Awesome. I needed more of a link. I need a link for it's all. This is really cool. I can get links, Wikipedia. So you get the point. I named this Jarvis because it's more of like Jarvis from Iron Man. And you can basically use it to manage your employees. You can also connect your business to it and ask it questions on real time. And I'm going to show you how it all works. So I'm just going to get this here. So what happens is I have a Telegram trigger, and this is a switch. If it's a voice, like they speak to it, it downloads the file and transcribes the audio and gets it to my AI agent. If it's a text, it just sends the text and gets it to the AI agent, right? And the AI agent has some tools. It has an OpenAI chat model. It has a buffer memory. Think of this as it's like the short-term memory. It has a contact database. This is just so a contact database is just a list I have with contacts, their email, their phone number, and other important details. There's an email agent. The email agent sends emails. It gets emails. There is a calendar agent, schedule meetings, book meetings, cancel meetings, and there's also a research agent. The research agent basically answers any random questions you have, and it can get links. Think of it as perplexity, and then it gets that information back to the agent and gives you a response back to Telegram, right? And I'm going to be building all of this real time. So all you have to do is go to n8n, create a new account. You'll be given a 14-day trial. I'm on my 7th day. I'm going to have this template in my Discord community. You don't have to create all of it. And it's going to be in the link in the description. So let's start creating it from scratch. So to create a new workflow, you're just going to go to this plus icon and go to workflow in personal. And you're going to name your workflow. So I'm going to call mine Jarvis. Right? And the first thing you're going to have is your Telegram. A Telegram trigger. Telegram. So you're going to go to on message. That means the workflow will trigger on message received. Then the next thing we're going to do is go to an AI agent. Now the AI agent is the one where the AI agent is I think of it as the brain of this whole thing. It's going to make the decisions, and it has the key configurations. The first is the chat model. I usually use OpenAI. I'm going to go with the GPT-4 Mini. If you haven't added a credential, you should. It's not that hard. I'm just going to go to change the steps to it. So what you're going to do is going to create a new credential. Then you're gonna need the API key and the organization ID. I did a video for this earlier, but it was from make.com, so I'm just going to do n8n. Just go to Open Docs, and they'll have some really good instructions for you. It's really easy to follow. The says you need is OpenAI, of course, so you will need to go to platform.openai.com, and you're gonna create an account. Once you create an account, you're going to load it with some credits. $5 is enough. I loaded it with 10 and I've been using it for like forever. I'm just going to check how credits I have left. Then once you do that, you're gonna go to, so these are the instructions follow. Log into your OpenAI account and create an account. Open the API page, select and create a new key. Copy a key and add it as the API key n8n. So just again. This is just a short ad sponsored by me to tell you that if you like what I do, liking and subscribing will go a long way in helping me build this channel. And if you want to build cool automations like this, just book a free discovery call with me, link in the description. So once you're on platform.api.com, you'll just go to dashboard, and you will go to open API keys. I think it's it's this lock down here. It usually has the word API keys. You don't really have to don't know it's like this, but once you go there, you just go to create key. After creating a key, go back to after creating a key, just paste it here and you'll be okay. And next is going to be our Telegram. We're gonna connect your Telegram account with this. So what you do is I already have mine connected. I will just show you how you do it. Just go to create new credential. You open this docs and you will create a Telegram bot. It's quite straightforward. You just go to click on this bot further and it will take you to a link. I already have started mine, but I won't do this right now. Just go to start bot. Once you do that, enter the new bot command, which is this. Just copy this and paste it there. The bot further will ask you a name and username for your bot. Just give it I gave mine the name Jarvis, as you can see. Yeah, you can give it a cool name. It doesn't really matter. And the username, this is just the username details. Copy the bot token. The bot will give you a token and you'll paste it back here at n8n and you will be good to go. So the first thing you want to do is set up a contact database into your agent. A contact database is basically a list of your professional contacts. So I created this with ChatGPT and I added this to here. And you can also create an email with you can create multiple emails, because I will be using this just to show what you can do with it. But once you do that, you just go to Google. It's actually Google Sheets. So, and you will connect your account. I already have mine connected. I'm gonna choose a document. So mine is contact database. Yeah, which is this. See, it's obviously the first sheet, and you'll be good to go. I just remember the connecting a Google Sheet is slightly more complicated than the other procedure, but I did it in my other video with mates, actually the same. And if you really don't know how to, you can check out from the documentation. They really have a good documentation. I don't want to cover it in this video because it's gonna be long. If you wanna know how to do it, just check out my previous video where I connected it to make.com. It's literally the same procedure. So So I'm going to rename this content database. And it's really important to name out all your tools and configurations just to keep it organized. So now we have to make sure that all of this information is working, right? So you go to Telegram, and I'm going to delete this chat, the chat history. I'm going to ask it something. So I'm going to ask it to retrieve Irene White's email. So can you start with hey. I meant hey, but it's all good. Oh, the reason it isn't working is because I have to test the workflow. So we've got an error. Let's check it out. And this usually happens all the time. So I'm just going to get this here. The reason why you have an error is because I didn't set this up. So from front page, I'm just going to go to define below, and right here you're going to put this there. This is going to be json.message.text. That's okay. So let's try again. Telegram, hey. And you're gonna test the workflow. So how to fix this is just go to Windows buffer memory. First you have to figure out how the chat is coming in from Telegram. And so it's basically a chat ID. So we're going to go to Windows buffer memory, and we're going to define it below, and we're going to go here to expression, and it's going to be .json. Sorry about that. Telegram trigger .item .json .message. I'm basically pressing tab, just click a full stop, and I'll see the options from the field from Telegram. So it's going to be .chat, then ID, and let's try again. Hello. Yeah, so it went through. And it's really important to test this out after each step because it fails a lot, and it's usually a quick fix. But if you build it all out without really checking, you're going to get into trouble. So let's continue. So the next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna set up a Telegram response. You want it to get some feedback from Telegram. So you're going to go to Telegram, and it should send a message. So as you can see, the many functions. I'm looking for send a message. Here is send text message. And once you're here, just going to go to Telegram trigger, and we're going to set up these configurations right here. And the only thing needed is chat ID and text. So for the chat ID, it's really simple. Just going to place this here. And for the text, we want the output, we want the response. So it's going to be this. Yeah, so we sent this, and this is going to be the response. Hey, there is something specific you'd like to know about or need help. Let me just know. So that should work great. Yeah, so I'm going to try out something cool. I'm going to try out, I'm going to retrieve Irene White's email. So, yeah, Henry Martinez, just to see if it works. So what it should do exactly is it should get Henry's email from the contact database and bring it back to us, right? So can I get email? I think I'm just going to have this here constantly, and we're going to test workflow. Yeah, so it works perfectly, and you see the message here was automatically sent with n8n. We don't want it getting this back. We don't really want it acknowledging n8n. So the way to fix that is going to add options. Okay, so the setting isn't really in the AI agent. It's actually in where we get the output. And yeah, add fields. And we're going to append n8n attribution. So once you do that, we're going to turn it off. And let's try again, right? I'm just going to copy this. Yeah, so it's really cool. It's left it out. So the next thing we want to do is we want to add another tool, and we want it to be able to compose, send, and get emails, right? So just going to go to right here, workflow, and create another tool. And before doing that, you can just copy paste this on another tab. So once you've pasted it, I had already tried testing out, but I'm just going to delete all this. V2. We're going to try to run it from the previous tool, right? So call from another tool. Execute workflow trigger. Yeah, this is what I was looking for. Execute workflow trigger. So what this basically is this is going to be triggered from another workflow, that is from our previous workflow, right? Yeah, when another workflow. And once you do that, we're going to go to an AI agent, and we can rename this Jarvis email agent, right? I'm going to give it a brain, which is OpenAI. And it's all good. We don't really need to give this guy a memory, so you just going to go to tools, and we want it to send emails, to get emails, and to compose emails and send them, right? We're going to go to Gmail. So here's the Gmail tool, and you can see this operation. There are multiple operations, and we have to create different agents for each operation. Sorry, different tools, not different agents. So I'm just going to start with this, and going to set this up. Email type is going to be a text, and we're going to go to operation. Yeah, it's okay, send to. This is going to be an expression, and for this expression, in case you're not familiar with JavaScript, I forgot about this. Send email. Remember to name your tools, because brings less confusion. So here I'm just going to explain this cool functionality from JavaScript. So you don't really have to understand how to code to do this. And this is the function we're going to be using, and it's an n8n function. So basically it's from AI. Once you write this from AI, n8n is going to figure it out. So right here in the middle, we can write email or something, and n8n, I'm just going to show you in a few. I think I am over explaining it. And also these things with question marks, like the descriptions, the type, the default value, this is optional. The only thing we need here is the key. So I'm just going to write here. First I have to click on expression, then $sign from AI. It is. email address, then frozen. I think that's okay. We could add other things like this is the email address you will receive, then close it. But this is really optional. It's AI is really smart, it's going to figure it out. So I don't want to complicate this a lot. I'm just going to leave that out. I just wanted to show you how this cool functionality works, right? So email type text. Oh, this is a subject. So this is supposed to be here. Yeah. And this should be subject. I think you can add something on this. So this is the subject of the email. And the message, we're going to get it once we run the tool, right? Let me see if we left anything out. I think I confused a little bit. I should also write this as an expression, so it's going to be from AI, then email body. I think that should be okay. Let me just check out if there's anything else. Yeah, about this append n8n attribution, we don't want the email to acknowledge n8n, right? So you're just going to switch it off after adding it as an option. So let's look at anything else you could add. Attachments, BCC, CCC, sender's name. Sender's name is really important. Or I just put my name. I was thinking about putting from AI then sender's name, but since this is my personal assistant, I just have it this constant, right? Because this is what sends off the email. So we'll come here and just write out. So I'm going to change this to so this the reason why I have this as a query is because this is what this agent is going to get from our assistant. It's going to get this information in form of a query. So I've asked it, can you send an email to Rega Hodo? And this is the Gmail. I'm just going to add this right here, asking him his favorite color, right? And I'm just going to save it and test this to see if it works. Test workflow. Oh, so we have a problem. Let's check it out. So, as you can see, expected to find the prompt in the user's field called chat input. First, we're going to try to solve it by getting this query here, right? And let's try again. Test workflow. Yeah, so I'm going to go to my other email and check it out. So this is my other Gmail, and yeah, here is quick question. I hope this message is finding you well. What's your favorite color? Best regards. Your name. We can fix this, and it should bring my name, right? It should bring best regards, Roy. And the way to fix this is in the prompt. So I'm just going to go here. So I've came up with this prompt. You are an email assistant specializing in Gmail tasks, responsible for composing, replying to, and managing emails with professional consistency, and sign off all emails with Roy. That's how we fix the problem. And I've also given it some other special prompts like follow these steps for every email, understand the email context, draft or reply to the email, sign off probably, final review, and save or send as draft. And some examples. And if you wonder how I came up with this, you're just going to go to ChatGPT. I use ChatGPT, and there's this system prompt generator, and that's how I generate basically all my prompts. You just write it what you want to do. For example, I'm just going to show you right here. These are my previous prompts. Okay, I'm just going to make a new one. I want my AI agent to sign off with my name instead of name here. Yeah, and as you can see, it generated me a really good prompt, and this is how I basically get all my prompts. So you don't really have to be an expert in prompt engineering. Just do your best to describe what you want your agent to do for you, and it's going to cook something really interesting. And you're just going to paste it here, and yeah, now it should be okay. So let's just test it out just to see if it works. Now let's just check the output. Yeah, it worked. It's okay now. So let's go on. So the next tool we're going to add is another Gmail tool. Now we're going to get Gmails. So I'm just going to Gmail tool, and actually it's easier to copy paste the previous one. So that we don't have to set up everything again. And we're just going to give it a different name. That's okay. Going to give it the name get Gmail's name. So the idea here is you can ask him something like get me on the email I had from Spotify or GitHub or from my boss or from this lecturer, something like that, And the operation is going to be get many. As you can see, there are actually many different operations, and we can add all these different tools for each and every operation. Like if you want to delete an email, if you want to group them, if you want to reply, if you want to mark as unread, you can basically do everything, right? And get highly creative with it. Limit is 15, so I'm just going to leave it at that. This is the maximum number of results to return. Yeah, and I think that's okay. So right here, I'm going to write received after, and I'm going to write this as an expression from AI after the date specified by the user. I think that's okay. Date, yeah, and I'm just going to add something else after the date specified by the user. Yeah, that's okay. And I'll add another filter. I keep on forgetting this. So it's expression, not fixed. And from AI before the date specified by the user. I think that should work. So I'm just quickly gonna test it out. I'm just gonna go here, this pencil at the top right, and I'm going to write something like, can you get all my last email from Spotify last year? Something like that. Let's save that. And I'm going to test this workflow. So as you can see, it's actually getting the email. It's really taking its time. I don't know. Awesome. So let's check the output. It appears I can't find any emails from Spotify within the year 2022. Oh, so the reason it's saying 2022 is I haven't set out the date as the prompt. So I can say something like okay, I don't want to say the date out here. Like I want to say it from the main agent, because the main agent is the one who's going to have the brain to tell this to do that, right? So I'm just not going to set it out here, and I'm going to look for an example just to see if it works, right? So in this example, I am not going to include the time. I will set out the date much later in the test workflow. So if we check this out, it appears I didn't find any emails specifically on software in your inbox. Need assistance? That's weird. So let me try something else, like GitHub. Because it is checking my emails. Maybe I have this prompted wrong. Let me just check it out. Get many. So if I look at this, it does have access to my emails, because this is Grammarly, this is Duolingo, so it should be working. Okay, I'm going to try it last time. Grammarly, right? Copy. So for some reason, it's giving me email from Meetup, Nairobi Purpose of Life in Buddhism Meetup. So I figured out the reason why it's giving me weird responses, and the reason is I hadn't added the sender's email. I really hadn't filled this out, so I'm just going to fill it out right now. Expression. I keep on forgetting this. From AI, sender, email. And let's try it again, right? Awesome. It's working from Grammarly. Yeah. So that was the problem. And that just shows you how it has a slightly steep learning curve, but it does work, and it even works better if you specify everything. I just hadn't added the sender's email. And this happens to me all the time. So let's go on to the next tool. So I wanted to add another responding email tool, but I think by now you get it. After this, after the mistakes I've made, it's just a repetition. So I'm just going to get it to answer back to the main workflow. So I'm just going to go to response. It's not response. But and basically what I'm doing here is I want it to answer back to the main agent, right? So I'm going to set a field. I'm just going to name this response. And I'm just going to drag the output right here to value. And it should be okay. So I'm going to go back to the main agent. And I'm going to add a tool. So I'm going to call this tool email agent, right? You can choose from a list or by ID. By this slightly technical, so I'm just going to go to from a list, and I'm going to choose. Wow, I have a lot, so it's saved Jarvis email, and it should work. So let's just test it right now, and I'm going to test the workflow. So it's not working. It seems it couldn't find any email related to Grammarly. The reason it, it thinks Grammarly is a person. And the reason it thinks Grammarly is a person is because I haven't really prompted it. As you can see, you are a helpful assistant. So I'm going to get a prompt for this. And I'll be linking the prompts I'll be using in this video in I will create a Discord community. I haven't yet. So I will create a Discord community, and I will have all these prompts and resources there. So I'm just going to get a prompt in a minute and I'll be back. So I've got this prompt here: a highly efficient and detail-oriented personal assistant AI designed to manage communications and scheduling. And I've given it instructions. And I'm not going to read this all out. I'm just going to have it copied. So I'll have it in, I'll create a resource hub for you guys, and I'll have it there. And let's try it again, right? Okay, before you try it again, this is red. I'm just going to see why it's like that. Yeah, I also have to give this a description. So as you can see, the default description is call this tool to get a random color, and I'm not going. I have no intentions of getting any random color, right? So call this tool for email tasks, something like that. Then test workflow. Now it should work. Here is using the tool we just created, and now it should be okay, right? So we're just going to rename this. So I've done this again, and for some reason it's not getting my emails from Grammarly, but it is from GitHub. I'm not sure why it's acting that weird, and that it's getting everything except Grammarly, but we're going to move on regardless. Before we move on, I'm just going to check if everything else is right with the email agent. So I'm going to ask it to retrieve Grace Davis email, right? Let me try this. Then just workflow. Yeah, so that's still okay. So the next tool we're going to add is a calendar agent. So what you're going to do is you're going to copy this link and open a new tab and just create, and we're going to call this Jarvis calendar. You can give it a proper name. I'm doing this because I have a lot of calendar agents. So the first thing is going to be calling it from another workflow, which is going to be the calendar agent. So next step, AI agent. We've been through this, so you just have to set up the brain again. Open AI. That's okay. And another thing to point out, there are different models. Right now, I'm using GPT-4o mini. You can use stronger models like GPT-4. There is actually DeepSeek 3, a new model. I'm going to make a video on that much later. It's like GPT-4 but a fraction of the price. But for now, I'm just going to be using GPT-4o mini. The memory, so apparently I don't like adding memory on sub agents because the main agent is going to remember everything, right? So the next tool I'm going to add is calendar tool. So when you go to calendar tool, you're going to go to the same procedure of creating a new credential. And I already have mine set up. And you're going to select your calendar. I'm going to just set up my email and start. This is going to be an expression, the same from AI expression. Start time. And end is going to be, I keep on forgetting this, from AI end time. Additional fields, summary, and expression from AI event title. So I'm just going to test this again. Yeah, now it's all good. Yes, so I just pulled off my calendar and the event is created. So it's good to go. So the next tool we're going to add is the same calendar tool but getting events. So you can know if we have any meeting tomorrow or something like that, right? So calendar. And just going to select my email, start. We did this previously, so from AI, start time, from AI, and time. And we're not going to create an event, but we are going to get many events, right? And I think that's it. The only way to figure out if it will work is actually by trying it out. So I'm gonna go ahead and try it out. So I'm just gonna go here for the wheel. What are my So I'm going to ask you something like, do I have any meetings tomorrow? And I'm going to test the workflow. Yeah, so this is the output. You have this following scheduled meetings tomorrow, meeting with Roy Kahori. So that's good to go. So I'm just going to name my tools. Create event. And this will be that event. I like arranging this symmetrically so it looks all good. So I've kept this really simple. You can make it as complex as you want. So I'm just going to go to get back to the main agent. So just going to drag this output to the value, and I'm going to name this response, and it should be good. So just to test this out, I'm going to go to my main agent. Before I go to my main agent, it is very important to save. I made this mistake before. Then when I'm in my main agent, I'll have to refresh it, so I'll save it first. I haven't even connected it, so I'm going to call a tool, and I'm going to choose it. So it is Jarvis calendar. I'm going to name it calendar agent. Call this tool for calendar events. And I am going to name it calendar agent. So just to test out if it's working. How's my calendar tomorrow? Test workflow. Awesome, so here are my events tomorrow. That means it is all good. So the next tool I'm going to add is a research agent. So I'm just going to again copy paste this tab. Then I'm going to create a new workflow, and I'm going to name this Jarvis Research. The first tool is going to be when called by another workflow. then AI agent. So I'm going to go pretty fast on this because this is actually the most simple of them all, and we've done this procedure countless times before. Open AI chat model. Oh, for me it's okay. And the first tool I'm going to add is Wikipedia. The second tool I'm going to add is SAP API, and let me explain it. SAP API. So I can relate it to this to the way you use Perplexity. So you know the way you use Perplexity, and it actually sends you a research link or resources, and basically you can use SAP API for that function. The thing about SAP API is it's not free, but it has a few free credits per month. I think it's around 100. And let me just check it out. So I'm going to sign in. So once you're in, you're going to see that you will be given 100 free tokens. I think it's per month. And the billing is quite, let me just check the billing. So the first plan is a developer option for $75 a month. Then there is a production plan, but with the free plan we can do a couple of experiments. Once you get here, you're going to go to API key, and you're going to copy this key. Once you do that, you're going to go back here, and I haven't even set it, so I'm just going to go to SAP API, and you're going to copy this API key. Once you set up a credential, just go to create new credential, set up your API key here. I've already done that, so there's no need to do it again. And once you do that, you'll be in. And basically, let's just try this out to see if it works, right? Query. Get me an article about the previous US elections, just to test this out. Oh, and I've just remembered I haven't set up the prompt. I keep on forgetting. And also this, so define below, then take this query and set it up right here. Once you've done that, you're going to go to properties and add a system message, and I'll be back in a few with the system message. Remember, I'll have all these prompts in my resource hub. Just check the link in the description. So I have this prompt, and now I can test it out. Test workflow. So as you can see, it hasn't gone to SAP API. My prompt hasn't really directed it to go to SAP API immediately because of the credits it has to use. I mean, 100 credits a month is not that much, so I like it better this way. If you are using this for deployment purposes or maybe production, then you can get a premium version of this and maybe use it. But I like it this way personally, and if you want it to go to SAP API immediately, you can play around the prompt, and it will do that for you. So I'm just going to get this back to the main agent. So edit fields and response, then get this output here, and I will be okay, right? So I'm just going to save this. and get back to my main agent, and I'm going to call a workflow tool. I'm going to call it a research agent. Call this tool for random questions that require real-time response. And I'm going to choose Jarvis research tool, and it should be fine, but I can only confirm if it's fine when I test it. It is always important to test your tools. So I'm just going to call this research tool. Yeah. I missed. I think I have this spelling wrong. Rename. So I can go back to Telegram. This is then test workflow. So as you can see, it's going to the research tool, then it's going to go back to our AI agent, then it's going to go to the model, then back to the AI agent, Telegram, give us a response. So let's check this out. Here are some latest policies and changes related to Instagram, and I can read more here. I'm just going to go to this link and check it out. And remember, whenever it gives us a link or an, that means it's using some credits from SAP API. It's important to keep that in mind whenever developing such tools and agents, right? You should be conscious of the tokens you're using. So I think that's okay. First, your feed is expected to change under Meta's new free speech policy, which is really interesting, right? So when you go back to Telegram, you can see that it's got some more links. So that's it, guys. You can also add other research tools like Hacker, and much more. I'm not gonna add this, but there's a lot of research tools you can add directly to this. And I think that's basically it. So now I am going to add the voice module. Now, to add the voice module, you have, let's go back to our main agent. So I am going to add the final part of our AI agent or Jarvis, and that will be to be able to talk to it using our voice, because right now we can only text it, right? And one thing to point out is you can also have it give you an output by voice, like it can talk back to you, but I don't want to do that in this video is because I'll be using 11 labs, and to be honest, it's not that efficient. Okay, let me say it does make a lot of mistakes, and there is a better way to do it with Vapi, but I will make a video on that later. Right now I just want to talk to it, so let's get on with it. So first I'm going to remove this. So to be able to do that, we're just going to add a switch, and I'm just going to basically show you how this works. So this is going to be voice. I'm just going to rename output voice, and I'm going to say if it exists, it's going to go in a certain path. So apparently I shouldn't name that here. I should actually put the voice value here, but I'm just going to do that in a few. Then I'm going to add another route, and this is going to be text, right? And the output name is going to be text, subtext. Then I can have this here. That's right, and if it exists, it's going to follow a specific route. For voice, I will need an output from, just going to get this out from here, and I'm going to use my phone right now. Hey, how are you? Then I'm going to test workflow. So as you see, it's come as a file ID, and I'm going to put this right here. So once that happens, I want the voice to come to the agent and be received as a text. So I'm just going to add a Telegram download a file. So download a file or get a file. Yeah, this is it. So resource for the file ID. I'm just going to get this here. Once I've downloaded it, I'll have to transcribe it. So I'm just going to go to OpenAI Whisper, OpenAI. Yeah, transcribe recording. This is okay. Then get that back there, and this here, and let me just try it out. It's getting a bit dark, so I'm going to go for my ring light. I'll be back in a moment. So I'm back for the final part of the video, and just going to test out if this works, right? So just say something. Hello, how are you? Test workflow. So if you've got an error, let's just check it out. So expected to find the prompt in input field called chat input. So the reason it's not working is because we need a consistent output. That means the text output and the voice output from OpenAI is not the same JSON format, right? So one way to fix it, actually the only way to fix it, is set. So I'm going to go to set fields, and this is, I'm just going to name it text, and for the value I'll have to give it another message from Jarvis, so I'm going to go with hey, then test workflow. Awesome. So then I'm just going to place this here, and message text string. So let's try it again, right? Test workflow. And I'm going to go with hello.
input values have 3 keys. You must specify an input. So the problem is here, and it's this input value. I just have to get this. I thought I did get this here, but apparently I didn't, and now it should work. Okay, so I'm just going to try it again. So hey, hello, test workflow. Yeah, now I'm going to try again with my voice because that worked. So hello, test workflow, no prompt specified. That's new. So this should be just json.text. I'm going to try that again. Hello, how are you? Yeah, so that worked, and I'm going to try to type it again. Hey, then test workflow. So this shouldn't be message.text, should be text, and text setup. So hello, how are you? Yeah, so we have this up and functioning. This has been a long one with a lot of iterations, but it's been good. So I was just going to show you the capabilities of what this can do. You can also add a vector database to have your company's details in it, and actually ask like a vector store, and give your company knowledge base, and just have your company details in this tool here. That means you can actually communicate with your company's knowledge base, and the limits to what you can do with this are endless. So I'll see you on the next one.